Hey everybody, this is Matt with TheLowCashHomestead. This greenhouse project is exhausting. Alright, so this has been a difficult week to get anything on this done. Just circumstances beyond everybody's control. One thing we did manage to do is we got that center purlin. We got that all straightened out, got the right component in it, got it all straightened out, and then we got these diagonal purlins here that go in, and I gotta tell you that these diagonal purlins were more difficult than any other aspect of installing this building or to date so far. So what made these purlins difficult is, let's go down here and we'll take a look, is the clamp that holds this is really, if I can get a good focus on it, you're not gonna be able to see it real well, but it's basically, it's a strap clamp versus saddle clamps or pole clamps. Every other clamp in this thing has been some kind of like pole clamp or saddle clamp, whereas that thing is a strap clamp. So it was difficult to keep the purlins in place, as well as you had to twist and bend the strap clamps to get the purlins up. But we did manage. Now we used I actually dropped that scaffold, that big yellow scaffold. I was attempting to take this center purlin apart by myself, and I knocked that scaffold over, which is a big deal. And so when my friend came over to help me, we set that back up. We redid this center purlin. I had all but one of the diagonal purlins. I had all but one of the diagonal purlins assembled, because the part I needed to finish the last diagonal purlin was up in the center purlin, and that goes back to that whole thing with part numbers. Okay, so that goes back to the part number issue. One was 375 and one was 735. So I got those part numbers confused, and we had to go back and fix that. And without doing, if I wouldn't have fixed it, then I would have been 2 parts short. I would have been short a part for the purlin, and I would have been short a part for the door assembly. I have everything set aside for the roll-up side assemblies and all that good stuff, but not for the roll-up door assemblies for the machinery doors. And then we also got our 4x4s. Let's take a look at that. So we got 2 14-foot 4x4s. Now the machinery doors are 10 foot tall by 20 foot wide. I am having a lot of trouble finding a 20-foot 4x4, so we're going to build the header for this out of 2x6, which is the second operation that the book explains. Is if you can't get 20-foot 4x, then basically build a build-up beam out of 2x6, and when we get to 2x6, and when we get to that, I'll do my best to show that. It's been kind of hard to show everything as we're doing it, simply because of, you know, when I have help here, I need to run. Hi, Froggy. I don't know if you guys see him, but he's down inside there. Oh, he's scurrying. Come on up. There he comes. He's coming on up. Come on up. Okay, so the bottom portion of this diagonal purlin here on the north wall, we're standing on the north wall right now. The bottom end of this purlin was particularly difficult to get assembled, because we have our growing system here, and that extends down the rest of the length of the tunnel. Same thing with this end, particularly difficult to get in, and I've got one more strap clamp that needs to go in right up there, and I can't get to it at the moment. I'm not going to attempt to move that in our current, this yellow, I'm not going to attempt to move this yellow scaffold in our current ground conditions, because it is muddy, because it's been raining for days. And, you know, that's good in that, you know, maybe grass on my new advanced waste treatment system will grow, but bad for getting pretty much anything else accomplished. Okay, so that's where we are with the high tunnel process. On a side note, I'm sitting on a box of peppers, and they have just gone BS crazy. And these little guys right here, Yeah, you probably don't want to hear me smack my lips while I chew tomatoes. I'm going to tell you, these little yellow pears that I have all over the place are everywhere. And they're delicious, and they're coming in droves. It's ridiculous. Same thing with Kentucky climbers. Green beans are one of my favorite vegetables, and the Kentucky climber is so easy to grow and extremely prolific. You can put it on anything. We've got it growing behind us on that arch trellis. We also got it growing on that straight trellis. So it's a good snack to have while you're out here figuring out or building your ag projects. In any case, just a little side note, I figured I'd share that the garden's still doing pretty good. I don't usually take gardens down. What I do is I let them die out, and then I just clear off what dies as we go. I am not focusing too heavily on fall garden right now. My primary focus is to get this building up. So you're not going to hear me talking too much about fall gardens or anything like that right now. Because again, my primary focus is I've got to get this building up and get that other section of ground qualified so I can start working on another section of ground, or just have a couple of days without rain so I can, do some actual work. Anyway, so you might have to hear me chew for just another second because I got another one of these little yellow pear tomatoes. They're fantastic. It's Matt with The Cash Homestead. Thank you very much. Have a great day.